Hi there, Linda Artesani Bookkeeping. So I wanted to do a little tutorial on an app that I really like, and it's Ledgersync. It's a little bit different. It's a document fetching one, so it brings in bank statements. For example, you can get the bank statements, and it does bring in bank statements from credit unions where some of the other bigger app companies don't bother with credit unions, which is nice because I like to recommend my clients use credit unions because they actually treat their customers really well, and you're not a number on a page, you're a human being, right? And so you usually get better deals, you get a little bit more of that homey feeling like we used to get a long time ago, even with the big banks. But the reason why I like Ledgersync and why I like it for my customer base is I work with a lot of small businesses. So businesses like service-based businesses, where I work one-on-one with an owner, and the owner may have a few employees, but they're hardworking, they go out and they do their own work. They come home at night, they do their invoicing, and then maybe they open up their checks, their mail, and they get their checks, and then they slice them open and they take a photo of them and download them into the bank. The problem I was having is I can pull data in from my bank feed and see like if they used a debit card or if they used online banking. You can usually get that detail in the check, but I couldn't see who the payments were from. It didn't tell me that detail. So I'm going to show you how Ledgersync fixes that problem for me. So let's come over to Ledgersync. So as you can see, this is a company file where we pulled the data in. And here's the first line item is a deposit for $1,148, but I don't know who this is. So I can come over here and click this little not applicable. And now I can see it was a check from Denise Meyer. So now I can come over to this, and this is the only thing the only program that I know that we can do this in. I can actually come over here and put in Denise Meyer's name. So for this particular client, because he's hooked up to the credit union and the bank feeds are kind of wonky. So this actually makes, I don't even hook it up to QuickBooks. I have everything flow through Ledgersync, and I add my details, and then I pull the data into, it's really simple. And I pull the data into QuickBooks, and it works. So I'm going to just click this off, and I'm not going to do a lot of these, but I just wanted you to get an idea of how I can make this data come in. So here's Carla Banks. I'm just going to do the same thing right here. I'm just going to write Carla Banks. And then you can also do the same thing. So that's two customer names. You can also do the same thing with, here's Angie's list. It saw it, so it's been there in a while, and I've probably already done that. But maybe here, Liberty Mutual, right? I can just come in here. So I'm just going to help my bank feeds get a little bit more intelligent. Let's put it that way. Geico. So, and you get the idea. So this is how I would do it. Now, if I want to add more details, and I actually can show you, I figured out this way because I think it's faster. I love faster workflow. I can actually just come on this check and right click it and save the image as, and then save it as, Denise Meyer or whatever I want to save it as, and then just upload this file and then grab the file, grab the QBO file, hit open, go to next, and then hook it up to the account that's the checking account. So I'd hit next and then import. I'm not going to do that because I already did that to save time. So we're going to come back here and I'll show you how it pulled it in. So you can see here that this is the one, the Carla Banks check, and it's finding itself attaching it to the invoice 3134. So what's good about that? Well, what's good about that is I don't want to connect it to the invoice. I want to show a payment, right? If I connect it to the invoice, it's not going to clear out the invoice. So I'm going to click on the invoice. And the date of the payment was 9/24. So I'm going to come over to the receive a payment date of 9/24. I can grab my picture and so just drag and drop, and it's check 2037. And so on. So you get the idea of that. So now we'll go back to the other transaction. So I'll match that one. We'll get back to the other transaction, so you can see that it matched up with Darryl Warstein. I'm going to look and see if I can find anything here that was our inventory. My dog is snoring. Find anything that actually it could see from maybe Geico. It sees Culliver's. So it sees Culliver's. I did not update that check, so if I just type in Culliver's, I can add that here, and Culliver's is actually meals, so you don't get to write that stuff off anymore, but you get the way I can get through here to really get this to upload, and you can see that it's pulled in and matched up a lot of things. Angie's list was on there on that bank feed upload. I just add it. Here's Liberty Mutual. Maybe I don't have Liberty Mutual in here as a vendor. I don't. So I can add Liberty Mutual as a vendor and then add the right account to it so that it matches up to insurance, or basically what it is, insurance expense. So that's how I work through this program. So I don't actually connect this bank feed directly to the account. I actually just do it through Ledgersync. And so I can do my details, manipulate it, and now I don't have to bother my client. To make my life easier, make the customer's life easier, saving time. He's not having to text me every check that he gets. And I'm adding pictures of them for him. So if he ever needs to refer back to it, he can come back to his program, find the customer payment, and there it is. So it saves with data entry as far as maybe errors or anything that could possibly go wrong. If the wrong check is attached and it's not entered properly, we've got the copy. So it's not a lot of back and forth between him and I, saves me time. So that's how I work in Ledgersync. I really think you should investigate the app. It's not that expensive. Another thing that they do, which I don't think anybody in the industry does, is if you have an oddball bank. I just worked with a client the other day with a bank I'd never heard of, and it didn't connect to QuickBooks, it didn't connect to anything. And he just paid them to just update the banking to include that bank. And now he's got a way to get the bank feeds in. And he actually needed that because he was a medical billing company and he had to keep into his files all the time. And it was tedious. As you can see, it was really simple to download that. I mean, he could get it off the bank site and download it, but with using Ledgersync, it made life a lot easier for him because he could go in and do what we just did. So I hope that was helpful. Look for another blog post next week. And if you have any questions, comments about this particular topic, or if you have a topic you'd like me to talk about, please reach out to me. I'm always here to help you. Thanks. Bye.